Good afternoon. This is Midnights in Metro Manila, a chronicle set in the game Vampire the Masquerade. It features a wonderful cast of characters. Introduce yourselves, everyone.
I'm Francis Velasquez, as played by Dandy. You may call me Franzi.
I am Gregorio, as played by Matt Fedor, and my friends and colleagues call me Goyo.
Hello, everybody. My name is Victoria, played by Rina, and well, everybody knows me already. So,
Classic.
And that's everybody. So begins our chronicle and its first episode. Everyone finds themselves walking down a long, narrow hallway. This feeling is unfamiliar to you now. You've all been vampires for years. But when was the last time you really dreamt? See, sleep for you is, for lack of a better term, is much like death. It's just blackness, sheer, overwhelming blackness. But today you feel the all familiar sensation of a dream, of that lack of clarity, of the haze of confusion. As you are walking through this hallway with many closed doors and a light at the end of it, you hear noises, sounds of screams behind closed doors. You touch a doorknob, it's hot, and smoke is rising from between the seams. You quickly walk away. The hallway seems to never end until it does. You are out in the sun, something you have not done in a long time. You float your fingers and your hands into the air, and it is warm and comforting to the touch. Sunlight is a thing you have not felt in a long time, and you all feel that nostalgia. You didn't realize this was something you missed, perhaps, or maybe you have missed it but have let it go, whatever the case may be. A tear rolls down your cheek. You touch it, and it is still the same familiar blood tear that all kindred cry with. And you awaken in the real world again. It is nighttime. The blood stirs within you, and I'd like you all to roll a rouse check. You awaken with a hunger. And the first thing you do, as kindred in the 21st century are wont to do, is check your phone. There's a message on the phone. You are being summoned by Baroness Tala. And you must get there promptly, quickly, as soon as you can. To explain the roles of every single vampire here, they are the Baroness's hatchetmen. They are the personal court of she that rules Metro Manila and her favored few. You arrive At the offices of Kindred, you are in that all too familiar elevator together.
Who in,
So,
Go ahead.
mm, who invited the cat? The stray, dirty cat.
oh, be nice, Victoria.
Hello, Franzi. You're looking lovely this evening.
Thank you.
Hello
No,
to
Disgusting.
you too, Victoria, I guess.
Nobody asked you, Gregorio.
uh, you know, strangely, I did not sleep as I normally do last morning.
Hmm.
Earlier
Did,
today.
did you perhaps have a dream?
Yes.
Like
It.
a flame, fire, death.
No, not that. I
Smoke.
was in a hallway, and then I saw the sun.
Hmm. The
Strangely
hallway, did it
enough.
have many doors?
As hallways are wont to do.
Hmm.
Any thoughts on this, Malkavian?
Hmm. Yes.
Any insights from the web?
Any insights from the crazy voices in
Hmm.
your head?
Well, the fact that they seem to be the same crazy voices in your head, at least for this morning, gives me absolutely
Strange.
no insight at all.
Now
Haha.
behave, you
Very
two.
funny.
In any case, it seems
Elevators
like
open.
we all had the same dream. Yes?
I think so.
The elevator doors open, and you make your way through to the offices of your baroness. She looks stressed tonight. Baroness Tala doesn't look like herself. She's in her usual black t-shirt and baggy jeans. She was never one to dress for style, always for comfort. And at first glance, she looks younger than all of you, turned at the young age of 16, but she is older, as you know, and has lived far longer on this earth, has seen more than all of you.
Hmm.
The moment you enter her office, her eyes peer up. You notice in the corner of the room that a familiar face is standing in the corner. I would like everyone to roll charisma and insight. As you roll, the, the kindred you see in the room is Enrique Escolar, a member of the Baroness's High Court. He seems
Hmm.
okay. Franzi, you notice that quite easily, even you, Goyo, that something's going on. Like Enrique is on his feet as though in anger. You feel like you've just entered a room wherein a shouting match has just ended. And the Baroness says, "My children are here, Enrique. See yourself out." And he storms off in a huff, banging into your shoulders along the way without a care in the world. Take a seat, Victoria, Franzi, Goyo.
Hmm. Care to tell us what happened, Mother?
Oh, it's just Enrique being his old, slimy, snaky self again.
I see.
She grunts under her breath and rolls her eyes. Anyway, it's none of your business. I have a mission for you three. There has been a slate of killings in this particularly posh subdivision in Makati City.
Hmm.
An entire household of kine have been found dead, drained.
That is
Luckily,
suspicious.
luckily for us, the local homeowners association does not want to cause a ruckus and has suppressed the news
Hmm.
in order to keep safe their property prices.
Status? Well,
Yes,
that
exactly.
is good for us. We wouldn't want a masquerade breach on our hands.
But they have contacted a private investigation firm that is under our control, and I would like you all to, well, investigate.
Hmm.
Are we the private investigator firm, or will we have to interact with
You
the
will be the
kine?
firm.
I see.
You will have to interact with the kind because there were a few strange conflicting reports from preliminary interviews. We couldn't make sense of it, but we need people with kindred, with keen minds and a good sense for sniffing out, well, mischief.
Hmm.
Hmm. Of course. You can rely on us. Well, maybe not with this
You can
guy,
rely
but
on us.
you can definitely rely on me and Franzi.
Now, children, you know I don't like it when you fight.
I am just stating the truth, mother.
All right, Baroness. We'll wait until we're out of your sight before I knock one on her head.
Ha ha ha
I
ha.
will make sure they do not rip each other's throats out.
Oh, Franzi, you are too kind,
Oh,
especially to
Franzi.
this one.
Driver is waiting. The driver is waiting for you downstairs. Make sure you interview the witnesses again and find out what's going on. The ball is in a few weeks, and I don't want anything to get in the way of that.
Oh,
Not
we
right
would
now.
not.
Of course.
Of course.
By the ball, she means the annual Masquerade Ball of all Anarch vampires in Metro Manila, by the way. So, you
I
make
love
your
a good
way
ball.
to the car. It is a nondescript sedan with dark tinted windows and a strange looking driver. At first glance, you know very clearly that he is beguiled. Beguiled here means a human who has been enslaved using vampire blood or vitae. He seems out of it. His mouth hangs open and he's staring directly at the road like it's all he knows. And sometimes the saliva does drip out of the side of his mouth a little bit. You know this particular ghoul as JR, and he's a regular driver for for the offices of Baroness Tala. The trip is relatively smooth, as smooth as driving can get in Metro Manila. Uh,
Hmm.
you have been provided with the right documents the moment you reach the subdivision. You are met by the president of the homeowners association. a man named Cecil. Cecil de Blanco.
Cecil.
Uh, oh, you're here. Uh, I'm so glad
Maganda.
you came at night. At least won't draw attention this way. Uh, what do you need to know?
Well, tell us everything you do know,
Give us
Cecil.
everything that you know about what is happening.
Well, one of the village maintenance, Chito, he he gardens for everybody, and he does little errands for everybody for a fee. And one day he just saw through the sliding doors in the backyard, and the Reyes family were dead, just all sitting at the dinner table, just dead with their eyes open, just pale and dead.
How
Hmm.
did you know the Reyes family?
And how did you find them aside from that? Anything on the physical? Was there a fight inside the residence?
That's the thing. There wasn't, not at all. Like they seemed to be having dinner. There was even a smile on the wife's face.
Hmm.
And you say it was all of them you found dead,
Yes,
or that the gardener.
husband, wife, two teenage children, and their kasambahay, their maid.
Hmm.
The maid was in the kitchen,
Hmm.
not seated with the family.
Did they have any other staff?
No, not that I know of.
And
Did they have
you.
any visitors recently
Hmm.
before that happened?
Uh, just their new neighbors.
Hmm.
New neighbors.
New people moved in. They're so frightened right now. They haven't come out of their
Oh,
house in days.
well, could you let us know which house it is? Maybe we could
Sure, sure,
reassure
sure.
them.
Hmm.
He gives you house number and street number, and leaves you to do your investigation to
And where
attend to other matters.
and where might we find the gardener?
Uh, he's he's living. He gives you a location on the map as well. He hands you he labels it on the map. There's a staff quarters somewhere on the grounds that you can go to and talk to the staff. Yeah.
Thank you.
So which one do you guys go for first? Also, it's a large subdivision, so the drive will take a while.
What's the
I'm sure
closest thing?
JR can handle it.
The closest thing, I would say, it's equal distance between the house and the grounds.
Well, I think we should speak to the gardener first. The family would
Okay.
likely still be there.
Hmm.
All right.
All right.
I'll let your
Hopefully, JR can
social
handle this.
graces take care of this
Ah,
one.
yes. Please don't scare off the people with your face,
Certainly.
Gregorio.
Okay. Uh,
Hmm.
as you drive across, drive through the posh, posh subdivision here in Makati, the walls are high, and the traffic flows so smoothly. And you realize that if these roads were open to the public, that the traffic in Makati would be a lot better.
But then it would be worse in here.
And that's really all that matters, isn't it?
Uh,
Uh, you reach the grounds. It is a far cry from the rest of the village. It's hidden. It's very clearly hidden in a group of trees, and the structure is very basic. Unlike the beautiful architecture that you've seen moving along through this place, and the lights are on. Someone's watching a TV inside. I would say it's around 10 p.m. What do you do?
I walk up, knock on the door. Excuse me, Manong. We just
Mm,
had some questions about
about
the
the
Reyes family.
yeah.
What's that? Was that it?
No,
I think so.
yeah,
Yes,
that was
I
it.
will.
You hear the scuffle of someone just scratch.
I'll let Franzi handle this. I'm not very good with humans.
I think you should stay around just in case.
All right.
I know you have more presence than me.
All right.
Okay, the door opens and Manong Chito's mouth just drops. You are probably two of the most beautiful people he's ever seen in real life, especially the fact that there is a white lady now banging on his door, a half white lady at least. And he's like, "What is it, ma'am? Ma'am? Sir?"
Yes. So, we heard you were the ones who discovered the Reyes family. We're
I'm
investigators.
sorry. Let me just introduce ourselves. This is Franzi,
Yes.
and my name is Victoria. Your name is.
Uh, Ch- Chito, ma'am. My name is Chito.
Very nice name.
Uh, um, the I was very traumatized, ma'am.
Oh, of
I'm
course.
very sorry to hear
When
that.
It sounds like a very
when
traumatizing event.
Hmm.
But
I do not know what happened, ma'am. I just found them like that uh, this morning, and when I wanted to call the police, the homeowners association stopped me,
mm,
Hmm.
and uh, I still feel so bad, ma'am. I don't know what to do. It's just this is terrible.
oh, it is. I put a hand on his shoulder. But, well, we're going to try to figure out who did this and see to it that they don't hurt anyone else. Now, what did you know about the Reyes family?
They're like everyone who lives here, ma'am. They're rich and they they're normal family, ma'am. They're very kind to me. They pay me extra for cleaning their yard. And but this morning, it's just so oh, ma'am, it's just so
So,
And how long?
frightening.
Yes, yes. How
We
long
have
have they lived in this subdivision?
uh 14 years. And they all in their cluster, their area, they always try to welcome new neighbors first. They're always so nice.
The new neighbors, I heard, had recently moved in. When did they move in?
Uh, last month, last month, ma'am. The Villarreal family. Uh, it's just a. It's funny they call themselves family, but they don't look anything like each other.
hmm. Oh,
Family comes in all shapes and sizes, but What do you mean they don't look like each other?
Still, that is a very
Well,
interesting thing.
well, I don't know how they're related. I thought at first there was husband, wife, and then brother and little cousin or whatever. But I, it's weird.
So,
Uh, they don't.
so how many
They
are
call,
they?
four, ma'am,
Four.
sir.
It's fine. Um,
Okay, can you tell us? Can you tell us more details about this family? Like how many? Who are they? Well, from what you know, at least. I mean, I'm just very curious.
Uh, they are the. I hate gossip, po, ma'am. But
oh, come
I
on.
heard they turned down the invitation of the Reyeses when the Reyeses wanted to invite them over for dinner. They seem like very private people, and
But you've
honestly, I
seen them.
hear I, yes, but they work at night. I think they don't they
Mm,
I don't see them during the day.
Were they. Did they look like they belonged in this kind of subdivision?
Well, I do not judge, ma'am, but yeah, they pay a lot. They pay the money, right? And they bought the house.
interesting.
Okay.
Hi, Chito, Goyo. And then I reach out my hand to shake his hand.
Hello, po, sir.
Hey. Quick question. When they moved in, was it also nighttime?
Uh, yes, it was.
Hmm.
It was
Hmm,
nighttime, which
interesting.
is very weird.
Yeah.
Normally the homeowners association doesn't allow like trucks and other repairmen or workers at night, but
Mhm.
they allowed for the Villarreal family.
Hmm. Thank you.
Give us a physical description of their members?
There's uh, the most hot-tempered one. Oh, I'm scared of her. Uh, she is tall,
Mm, take a note
very
of that, please.
Yes.
tall, short hair, uh, many piercings
Mm-hmm.
on the face, and the one she's closest to, I think I'm not sure if it's her brother or cousin, has long hair. He's very skinny, like he doesn't eat, mom.
Mm-hmm.
He's so thin. It's frightening,
Very thin, yeah.
and his eyes are always so eye bags,
Mm-mm.
eye bags,
He looks like he's on drugs.
and
Yeah.
uh,
We won't tell.
I do not.
Don't tell. Don't worry.
I don't know, ma'am. I don't judge
Okay,
naman.
that's all right.
And they have a really short brother. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's 4'11",
Oh, that.
but he seems very. But I have seen him carrying very big things.
Hmm.
Like one time, I saw him push the car by himself.
Was that the only unusual thing about him? That he was short and strong?
Uh, like I said, they don't look alike. Like the oldest one, I don't know their names. They don't like. I came to visit them also, but they don't answer the door,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know their names. The hot tempered one, she's very pale, for example. But the strong one, he's very dark skinned. It's why I don't know if they are family or not, but they are the Villarreals on paper.
Mm,
Okay. You've described three to us so far. Who is the fourth?
That's the one. I don't remember his face. I tried to think about it, but I can't remember his face. And then you notice he starts shivering a little bit, and he seems lost in thought, Chito. And he's just saying again and again, I don't remember his face.
I,
I don't remember his face. I
I,
don't remember his face.
It's okay.
I put a hand on his shoulder. Don't worry about
Huh?
it.
And he snaps out of it. And, oh, sorry. I don't know what went over me.
Hmm. I think we might.
all right, thank you. Is there anything else that we need from this guy? Or, all right, thank you, Chito, very much for the information. I hope you have a good night.
Uh, 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 I hope it helps, ma'am.
You were
Do
very.
you want to see the bodies?
Oh, you
Oh,
you still
The
have the
Have them?
bodies?
the bodies are here. They've not called the police or other relatives yet.
Oh,
The homeowners
yes.
association
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
oh,
we'd
asked
like
us
to
to
see
put
the
it.
of
bodies.
course.
Please.
Please. It will help us
He
find
takes you
what happened.
he takes you out back to what appears to be an outdoor kitchen covered by roof, and there is a chest freezer. And he opens it, and the bodies have been stuffed into the freezer.
You don't have to be here for this, Cheetah. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your cooperation. We'll
Uh,
take it over from here.
th- Thank you, ma'am, sir.
Hmm.
Now, now the fourth one sounds like either someone who uses dominate or
Yep.
obfuscate.
Yep.
Dominate,
Hmm.
I know, can make one forget what they
Mhm.
look like. And who uses dominate? Ventru? And I Franzi tries to think of who else. Do
Hmm.
you remember Gregorio?
Huh. Do I remember?
Hmm. For one of the guys in the family, sounds like he might be a
Gould?
ghoul, either a ghoul or let's see, tall,
A thin blood?
thin. No, I doubt there's a thin blood right here that we don't know about.
I'm not ruling out the possibility, but
Guess not.
the brother sounds like a ghoul. Dead
Yeah.
in the eyes,
Mhm.
unhealthy looking. It could just be another kindred, but
Mm,
we should be ready for the possibility of a ghoul.
Could be.
Now, Brujas are known for their short temper, but
I
really, any
let's
kindred
see.
could be
There
short
is
tempered.
piercing. Was it? Did that?
Piercings are also
That
kind
does
of
sound,
indicative of a bruja.
Very
yeah.
indicative of a bruja.
Well, shall we examine these bodies?
Yes, of course.
Of course.
Perhaps there's something that the authorities missed.
The bodies, as you can see, uh, are stacked in this huge chest freezer. Uh, it seems that Cheeto tried to do it as neatly as possible, but it does make you wonder why the hell a homeowners association would move the bodies in the first place.
Maybe.
Investigation.
Mm.
Okay.
I would
I
also
see
like.
you rolled an investigation, Franzi. What are you investigating for in particularly?
Traces of
In particular.
vitae.
Uh, These bodies are clean. They're still in their clothes. There's no blood. It's clean. They were.
No
Can I check
They look.
for
tears.
bite wounds? If these people are
Super,
Uh,
masquerade
super
breakers.
filial, super.
they are frozen together and in the stages of rigor mortis in the chest freezer. So you will need the help of three of you to crack these
Oh,
bodies apart.
I
All
look
right.
for a crowbar or a shovel.
There is a shovel
can
nearby.
I try to remove it?
Yeah,
Does anybody
you
have
can
any
roll.
gloves? I don't really
I
want to
use
touch.
here. Let me look for some gardening gloves.
Thank you, Franzi.
Oh, you find them. They're quickly. They're around here somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, Victoria.
Pure
Excuse me.
quarrel, you two.
Unlike you, I don't want touching cold, dead, disgusting. Ugh.
Sometimes you gotta get your hands dirty, darling.
What do you think I'm doing? I put on the gloves and I try to yank the bodies off.
Yeah. We all
I
pull at
stick a
them.
shovel in
Everyone will
between them.
roll strength. Yeah, strength. You can also roll dexterity or
Melee?
add your athletics to it.
Okay.
What did you want to add, Franzi?
I'll roll dexterity instead.
Athletics, dexterity.
Athletics, dexterity. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Ha.
Okay. You manage to pull the bodies apart. You can't contort them anymore from rigor mortis. Uh, which means it looks like they're partially seated, like leaning back in a chair. That's what it looks like for some of them.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them has this look of bliss on her face, and you gather that's the wife, just like that.
Killing people in a state of bliss. Something you're
Mm,
familiar with, Victoria, I presume.
okay. Can we examine if there are any visible or signs
What
of
is
bite
your
mark?
problem with each other?
I
Really? Do we want to do this now, or can we just hold off until after
I
the
can
investigation?
I'd rather
As
not
you
get into
wish.
this right now with the stupid pervert. We'll get into it later, Franzi. For now, let's just focus.
I
Okay.
concur.
Okay, you examine the bodies. Luckily, they're in small clothes or house clothes, which makes it easier to look over their skin.
Mhm.
And other than a few wounds, minor wounds that don't look like vampire bites, like they're scratches and abrasions from
Played with a
having a
cat.
pet. Yeah, like that. There's really nothing to there. You find no wounds.
Interesting. So they didn't care about breaking the masquerade, but they still cared to
No.
close up the
I,
wounds.
I mean, they did a half-assed job. They closed up the wounds, were neat enough not to spill any blood. I mean,
Hmm.
we don't see any blood on these clothes, do we?
No, there's no
Hmm.
blood on the clothes. Not a drop.
Might
This
Wow.
is
might
strange, and
might be new. Maybe they're new to.
I I don't think they could all be new if they've not spilled any blood.
Good point. There had to have at least been one
Very
older.
strange.
I mean, that kind of neatness takes experience and practice.
True.
Well, I think we should pay the what was their
Villarreal.
name? Villarreal's a visit. Victoria and or I can go through the front door, and Gregorio, you can search the house.
But
Though I do worry.
if we are dealing with another of our kind, another kindred, that is going to be an issue. I am not a
There could
fighter.
be a struggle. All
We
right.
want to avoid
We
any struggle
should.
happening, especially in a
We can be.
compound like this.
Yes, yes. We could. Well, first of all, message the Baroness with our findings.
Hmm.
And we
I'll do
could
that
return
right
with
now.
backup.
Okay. You make your way to the other side of the village.
Well, nope, not
where-
yet. We're not
Not
going
yet?
there
Okay.
yet. We could ask the Baroness for another person. Yes, reinforcements. And we could
But do we
Well,
really want
think
to?
of. It sounds to me that these are most likely kindred and or a ghoul, and at least one ghoul, and potentially
It's
one
either
ghoul.
he's a ghoul or he's a Nosferatu.
That's possible.
That's very possible. And there is the fourth
The-
person we don't know about. A very strange.
We don't know how strong they might be.
Mm.
I would not guess Nosferatu because if it was a Nosferatu, you would know. The gardener would have noticed. He would have said something. I know he was trying to be polite and generous, but when you know a Nosferatu, you say it
All right.
by there.
What worries
But
me
maybe,
is
but maybe the fourth
person.
person was. I think we should go back
Dominic.
and confer with the Baroness.
Yes. So we can check around the area.
We could. Gregorio, perhaps you could scout the place out?
Of course. Do you guys plan on approaching the Villarreals tonight? Or...
Not tonight. Tonight, I think we should dispose of these bodies, Franzi says, slinging one over their shoulder.
I'm not really wearing the proper outfit for this, nor do I want to touch
I'll
it.
make you a new one.
But they smell.
They've
I'm already-
been in the freezer.
Once Francie says that, I'm already starting to drag bodies to the trunk of the car.
I'll get some
I'm
plastic
telling you now,
bags.
the
Let's-
bodies won't fit in the trunk. You can worry about this another time. You weren't the ones who moved the bodies. You can forget about the bodies for now.
All right.
All right, we'll just put them back in the freezer.
Can I keep that shovel?
You have
Can I keep that shovel, Francie?
Seriously?
Keep the what?
The shovel.
What? Why?
I don't see why not.
No.
Thank you.
Greg, we are not stealing their shovel.
I'm already walking back to the car with the shovel.
This. You know what? I'm gonna tell Cheeto that we're going to borrow his shovel.
It's already been borrowed.
I could make Cheetah forget we were here.
Seriously, Franzi? Oh my god.
No, hey, you're right. It's been too long. Go ahead. Tell him we're borrowing his shovel.
Cheeto, are you there?
yes, ma'am.
We might need to borrow your shovel. Is that fine? Is that alright?
Oh, do you need help? I can help
No,
you,
no,
ma'am.
no. We just need a shovel.
You're dressed so well, ma'am. Are you sure you don't need help?
No, we're
Or
fine. Thank you very much, though. You're very cooperative.
he hands you, in particular, Victoria, a card. Just this is the number, ma'am, for the for the maintenance staff.
Mm-hmm.
Just call if you need any help, huh?
Thank you very much. Of course. Right,
Of
Franzi,
course.
I give her the card.
I take the card and say, I think this is for you.
I'm just gonna walk back towards the car.
All right. I turn to Chito and say, um, yes, when we return the shovel, could you show me where we should put it back? Can you point it out in your shed?
He walks you to the back where the freezers are, and he just points at a spot. Do you do anything from there? You end up
I
walking
try to
behind
drink him.
the. Oh, okay. How do you go about this drink?
Um, I'm just going to lean in from behind while he's leading me in, put my teeth on his neck, sip a
So
few
forcibly,
pints. Stealthily, really.
it would still be it wouldn't be an act of stealth. You'd need to hold him down. You need to get in there fast. So I can say
Okay.
dexterity.
Celerity?
Yes, you can use celerity on this.
And
I'm just going to sit inside the car.
dexterity subterfuge?
Can't be subterfuge. It has to be a. If you're using
Athletics?
dexterity, brawl. It has to be
Brawl.
brawl.
As once Victoria enters the car, I'm like, so Franzi's feeding, huh?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know how it is.
She seemed a little hungry this evening.
I am a little hungry as well.
Hold it in, girl.
Okay.
I wonder how long it'll take Franzi to actually finish.
Ooh. That's a lot of successes there. That's four plus. That's five successes. Okay. With five successes, you feel the blood rouse within you, just stir and bubble. And then you move with amazing speed. In a blink of an eye, as he turns away from you, your mouth is on his neck, and he feels your fangs sink in before he knows what's going on. And even before he knows what's going on, he feels the rush of the vampire's kiss, and he falls limp to your feeding. How much do you feed? I saw you rolled and failed your rouse, so you are at three hunger. I would like you to roll willpower to resist
Okay,
fully draining
so
this
I put
person.
my hunger at 3.
Yeah.
And then I roll willpower.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Why am I stuck here with you in the car? Don't you have anything else that you need to do,
Whew.
Goyo? Record?
You rolled three successes on your willpower there, so you do wait until the last instant before draining him.
I'm not draining
And
him.
you're
I
not.
am not.
You're not gonna drain him. Yeah, you wait until the last instant, right before it becomes possibly dangerous to his health, and you break from the bite, and he is two shades paler than he was before, just dizzy and panting and unable to discern what's going on,
I
do you
whisper,
go
forget.
on? And he forgets. And
And I walk to the
he's.
car.
Do you leave Do you leave the bite wounds?
Oh no, I licked that closed.
Okay. Uh, he wakes up in your arms, like he's
No,
fallen down to the ground. He's like, huh? What happened, mom?
I'm already. I. Well, okay then. I say,
He gets to his feet. Oh, I'm suddenly so dizzy, ma'am.
oh,
Oh,
maybe you
and
should
he
get that
he.
checked. You seem to get really dizzy suddenly.
Yeah, I think it might be vertigo, ma'am.
Oh yeah, you have gone through a stressful time. Why don't you just rest here for a bit?
Sige, ma'am. Just call me if you need anything.
Of
But
course, of
I'm
course.
you'll have to call because I will not wake up to a text. I think he goes
Okay.
back into the shed, and your lips are definitely a little redder than they were before you started drinking, and your kindred compadres do see this as you walk up to them. They've been wondering this whole. It's been that what's taking so long moment, and they see you walking up with a smile on your face and a slightly more flushed skin tone,
What? I
just
was
very slightly.
thirsty.
Really? Feeding on our only witness? Oh, Franzi. Can we just
You didn't
go?
kill
I
him,
knew I
right?
could do
Oh,
it.
wait.
You didn't kill him, right?
There he is.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
you would have seen him walk into the house. Well, sort of stumble into the house.
At least you didn't kill him, alright? Shall we head
right.
back?
Not.
Are you guys going to head back to the
We,
Yes.
Baroness's place already?
no, let's scout
Is anyone gonna?
around. I'll probably hang
I
around the house of the neighbors just to see, maybe.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna.
think Goyo should scout ahead, but Victoria, how good are you at not being noticed?
Not very. Um,
That's
but
why I have the
we
shot.
can just. Oh, we can just have the car parked away from the house but overlooking and monitor, see if anybody's gonna go around. Maybe catch a
Mhm.
glimpse of this people. Kindred?
I still think that's a bit suspicious. If these are kindred, and they have drunk a person recently, they will be looking out for that sort of thing, like a car parked a little too long on the side. What
Alright. I
we
guess.
what we could do is park in the near vicinity, not too directly in front of their house, just so that if Goyo runs into trouble, we can be nearby.
Alright.
You know, you know, you can show up at their front door as you know, seeing as you are the children of Baroness Tala. They might be willing to offer some diplomacy to you. Just a courtesy call if you're willing to try and get to know them. In any case, I'll be scouting
There are
around.
4 of them, and 3 of us, and I don't want to confront them unless I'm sure that we can come out on top in a fight, should it come to that.
All right.
So I want to wait until we have reinforcements.
All right. All right. But I still want to check out the area, especially
Yes.
inside the Reyes residence.
Yes. We'll be nearby.
Okay. So we go to tell JR to go to the Reyes residence.
JR
JR,
just
can you
JR
drive like a house away from the Reyes residence?
his face again is like this. And he goes, and then he drives and he stops uh away from just one house away from the Reyes house.
Hmm.
He stops in front of the Villarreal house.
Oh, well, are we sure this was
Let's
a good idea?
one more. JR, drive a little further down, just like 2 houses down.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
He drives a little bit more, two houses down, and yeah.
All right. Seeing as we probably don't want to risk any further suspicion from the Villarreals, I use unseen passage.
Okay, is that doesn't involve a rouse,
It
right?
does.
Or does
It
it?
does. It does.
Oh, it does. Okay, you succeed on your rouse. You summon the powers of your blood without increasing your thirst for it.
All right. And then I step out of the car with my shovel and just, you know, very calmly walk into the Reyes residence as quietly as I
Uh,
possibly can.
oh, I forgot to mention that Chito handed you the keys to the you were handed keys to the Reyes home, by the way. So you have those keys.
All right. Well, I still try to do
Uh,
it as
y-
quietly as possible so I don't rouse any suspicion from the Villarreals.
uh, when you enter the house, looks like they're just gone for the night. Maybe out on a family evening somewhere. It's almost it's there's no signs of struggle. In fact, the place is uh clean, arranged, but just enough mess, just a little bit of that mess to look lived in. Like there's a empty coffee mug on a coffee table, and the remote is on the couch, and things like that. And other than the plate settings and the chairs, which are some of the chairs which have fallen down, possibly from when the bodies were being moved. Uh, Nothing seems to be amiss here.
Hmm.
But I would recommend you roll an investigation
I
plus
will, yeah.
intelligence.
Yep.
Okay. The kindred in the car, for, on the other hand, from where you are now, you do notice
Oh,
something strange.
Hmm.
Uh, the president of the homeowners association is seems to be leaving the grounds of the Villarreal home.
Very interesting. What do you think, Franzi?
I message this to Goyo.
hmm.
I say, man walking out of that house might be a ghoul now.
Hmm.
Shall
The,
we?
the
Yes?
president of the homeowners association. Yes.
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 Do I see from the Reyes house that the president is walking out of the Villarreal house?
He's not going in your direction, so you wouldn't see.
Okay.
He seems to be headed in the opposite direction. You guys don't know where.
Do we know who it is? I text. I respond.
The one we talked to
Don't.
at the start?
I just stared at the message like, oh my god. Why are we teammates with this guy again? Franzi, why are we stuck with this guy again? Oh my god.
He can do what we can't, right?
All right. I rolled investigation for no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. That is a messy
Hmm.
critical. You roll one with your thirst.
Yes. I did.
That's a total of 5 successes, but it's a messy critical. As you investigate through their things, you do notice that you there's a shake in your flesh. That the beast is rumbling within you, and the beast is doing this investigation for you, not you. And you tear at beds in the walls, a little bit annoyed that you're not finding anything. You just rip apart a few things. You kick a chair on its side and just it smashes to pieces, and you do notice something from this angle, from the kitchen, the dining area where the family was found. You look directly across it, and there is a window in the Villarreal house overlooking this one. And it's dark, the lights are off, but with your keen vampire eyes, you do sense that the moment you look up there, something moves out of sight, even though it's just a shadow.
Huh. That is not good.
Franzi, can you message him that's
Ah,
taking too long? Oh, Franzi.
also,
Motion from the car?
hmm?
Sorry?
I don't.
Motion from the
I
car.
don't think I see. Do I see them from the car?
You don't see them from the car. You wouldn't see
We
them from
don't
the car,
hear
but you can message.
we don't
Alright.
hear like
No,
the things being thrown.
uh, a lot of it's like just messy investigations. Like he pulls out a drawer and everything falls out and stuff like
Ah,
that, and or
all right.
Do, I hastily and messily put back stuff as best as I can to the best of my memory, and then I exit the house.
Do I receive a message?
Yeah, uh, as I'm walking back, I send a message. I think one of the Villarreals saw me. There's a window directly from their house into the dining room of the Reyases.
Saw you.
Hmm. How about we just drive off and let Goyo find his way back? I don't want to be.
I open the door.
Ah.
Hello.
What did you find?
Can we just. JR, can we drive away now? Please. Just drive away.
the JR,
Yes, JR. That is
JR
right.
speeds off, and then the whole brake noise,
Oh
and
my
he just
god, this is even
AR,
worse.
can
drives
we
as
drive
quickly as
off a
possible.
little quieter?
Okay, he slows down.
Well,
Like, you have to be very clear with JR. I think his mind's not all
Mm,
there. So yeah,
yes.
So, shall we give the Homeowners Association president another visit?
you don't know where he lives.
It's too late in the evening, Franzi.
We saw him walk away. Did we see him see where to?
No.
All right.
maybe Cheetah knows.
It's a
Cheeto is kind of out of commission after I assume Franzi had his way with him. So let's just go
Very
back
good.
to the Baroness and report what we have. And Koyo,
All right. What?
ever heard of the word discreet? You're supposed to be, this a very good investigator slash detective. Is that what you're calling yourself now?
Well, you know how discreet I can be, don't you, Victoria?
Hmm. Yes, yes. Alerting our suspect to your presence. Now they know that somebody is snooping around. Somebody who Hmm. Snoops are at that night. Somebody who climbed into a car, so we cannot use this car anymore.
Sure, we can acquire another car.
Look, all I know is whoever they are, whatever they did, they're good. They didn't leave any marks. They didn't leave anything suspicious. All right. But all I noticed was that there was one clear vantage point from the Villarreal home into the Reyes home. Could have been spying on them this entire time.
Hmm.
No. Well, now that they've seen you, I am concerned that they'll be out of here by tomorrow evening. Say, if we wait until tomorrow evening, they might be gone. So we can, I think at this point, either go to the Baroness or turn around and continue to stake them out.
Hmm.
We could call the Baroness and ask, with our fancy modern equipment, for reinforcements.
Well, like I said,
We've already lost the element of surprise.
yes, but like I
Not
said,
quite yet.
you could come to the front door and
Yes.
introduce yourselves as friends. After all, I'm the one that they noticed, and they might not have even seen me.
But the timing.
Clear.
No, no. For the first time, Gregorio actually had a very clear and smart idea. That's very surprising. Yes, we could
That is the
probably do
most
that.
of a compliment I'm ever gonna get from
We
you.
can probably just go straight at the front door. Or,
All
hmm,
right,
we could.
message mother, we're doing that.
Do you have any? I wonder if we can act as a former friend of the Reyes family.
One moment.
Then again, do we have an extra car? I wonder if we can swing by my house,
I'll
grab
take a
my
look outside.
motorcycle, or grab another car. One that is not seen, that hasn't been seen by the others. Okay, so can we pass by my house for a second just to grab my motorcycle, or can we commandeer somebody else's car?
How near is it?
Uh, how near is it? Like,
My house is in Makati.
oh, okay, then it's near.
Hmm.
You've
So,
been driving this whole time, right?
Yes.
What you failed to notice earlier, you do notice now. There are no other cars on the road. And as you pass through a blind turn, your ears now hear it. You look to the left of the vehicles, and you do notice that a car is now speeding, about to crash into yours.
Great.
JR.
Only Franzi manages to brace for impact.
I grip the shovel.
Uh, as the car crashes into yours, it's much bigger. It's an SUV, and yours is a low key sedan. Your car bounces, flips, and Victoria, since you're in the back seat, you smash your head against the window and against the ceiling of the vehicle. Uh, glass fly, large chunks of glass fly into Goyo's face.
There.
Okay, with your successes, you only take one aggravated damage. Franzi takes the minor type of damage, the name of which I forget right now. The car is flipped, and you do see the other car has now stopped, and figures are getting out of it. What do you do? Oh, JR, by the way, is dead.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
We're on the
Mm,
street. We can't fight on the street. We need to run. I check. I turn to look at the others, how they're doing.
I stand up.
I'm bleeding from the forehead.
Yeah.
I grab Victoria.
Thank you.
Oh, the shovel has cracked in your hands, and there are cuts on your legs, Goyo,
God
from
damn.
the shovel blade. But you do now have what appears to look like a stake.
Cool.
Hmm.
Hang on to this.
Uh, but as you try to crawl out of the vehicle, you hear the thunk of people jumping on it. And you hear a laugh.
Don't break the masquerade.
All right, let's.
And one of them is walking calmly, just very calmly towards Victoria's side. And as she tries to get out, a hand bursts through the window, grabs her by the throat, and pulls her out.
Oh boy.
An- Anarch scum.
I'm
And-
going to.
I use
I will try to
I-
get the hands off my neck.
Go
Hands
ahead. Roll
off.
for athletics and brawl strength.
Is there any shovel left?
holding on to the
the-
stake end. The wooden end.
You Oh no. You try very angrily to pry his fingers from your throat. You look him in the face. This is the one that they do not know. He is tall, dark-skinned, with a curly fuzz of hair and a very long and pointy beard. He looks quite foreign, like he does very West Asian. And he throws you away from the car, and you roll away. What do the kindred in the car do?
I scramble around for any piece of metal that can work as a weapon.
I would like you to roll strength athletics to rip out a sharp piece of metal from the banged up car.
Okay.
Do they already see me, or like am I still like under the rubble and stuff?
You're still upside down in the vehicle in the
Is-
front.
What about the other half of the shovel? Can I use the other half of the shovel?
It's with Goyo in the front. You can ask Goyo for it.
No.
Both halves of the shovel are with me.
Yeah, both have the stuff are with you.
Okay. Can I use unseen passage again?
No,
No, not in this situation.
not while eyes are locked on you. Not while kindred eyes are
Okay,
locked
so
on
they
you.
can. Okay, their eyes are on me. All right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Did you roll? You do manage to get a piece of it out, but it's a little small. But it'll do in a pinch. It's like in your hands. It can serve like a small dagger. Do you finally crawl out and?
Yeah. I crawl out.
Victoria, what you see as you are thrown and roll away are what appear to be the Villarreals and the man who threw you across. Metro Manila will be ours. You can be sure of that. That- as you
I'm
crawl,
sorry, was that a joke? Ah,
he charges for you. Goyo, since you're on the same side as Victoria, you have a chance to to injure his feet as he starts to make a run. Franzi, as you try to crawl out, the vampires on top of the car try to jump on you, but you expect it. You manage to dodge in time, but it's now your move,
I
and also Goyo's move.
Go
I
ahead.
try to get on to the roof or a tree or somewhere off the street where people are less likely to see.
Oh, you do notice that thing that has been weird is that there's nobody around. There are no people, no other cars. It's clear.
this was a trap.
And there are there lights
of course.
in the windows?
No, not for the first 8 floors of the nearby buildings.
Well then, I am going to still try to put some distance between me and the other licks.
Goyo, you can start talking to me about your
Alright.
action.
Who's the one who's coming my way who I can intercept?
It's not really intercept. This particular kindred is about to charge Victoria while she's down on the ground. You can, however, intercept his feet before he does it.
All right. I take the half of the shovel, the metal half of the shovel, and then I swing it at the knee. Try to swing it.
Okay, go ahead and roll for strength plus brawl or dexterity plus melee. I mean, sorry.
Melee and dexterity. Can I do melee dexterity?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, melee dexterity is fine. Okay, Franzi rolled 3 successes. You do manage to move quite a bit away. Goyo, you manage to cut him in the shin, and he does fall forward. Victoria, this gives you a chance to get back on your feet and get into combat. Franzi, you move quite a bit away. You put some distance between you and the other attackers. 2 of them are on your tail, and one of them is still on top of the car. What do you do, Franzi? Is it just you running away, or do you
Okay.
just move away to get into position?
I move away to get into position. And then I will try to quickly attack whichever one of them is closest. Can I use melee?
Sure. With your makeshift knife, go ahead. Victoria, what do you do?
I will use dread gaze to intimidate the one coming after me. Bare my
Okay.
fangs.
Okay, Goyo managed to finally get out of the car. And now you can engage the one that has just fallen on the ground. You can go ahead and attack him. Try to attack him if you
I use the wooden end like a stake and try to stab it through the chest.
that would be an opposed melee.
All right.
Let me try to roll that for you.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I will roll this first. Can you tell me the number of total dice you have, Franzi?
6.
6 dice. Okay. Okay. 6. How much hunger?
One now.
One hunger. One hunger. Okay. Three successes. Okay, you do succeed an attack at an attack. You cut the skinny one's throat open, and he's like gurgling on the ground. Goyo, you leap into the air and try to drive your stake into this kindred on the ground. But before you could even see it, he has turned around and caught the stake in his hands, and he bares his teeth at you and growls. Victoria, go ahead and roll your intimidate. That would be intimidate. Do you use charisma for this? Yeah, I think you should use charisma for it, and you add a bonus of 2 from being so stunningly beautiful.
Messy successes.
Oh my lord. Yeah, that is a messy critical.
Nice.
Okay. When you bare your fangs, something that you have not done in a long time happens. The fangs extend beyond their normal. And they are long and terrifying, and you look like a cobra. And your eyes blacken with this fury. Like, it's beautiful. But he sees this right before Goyo manages to pin him down in this hold where he's holding on to the stake. And you notice his resolve is a little bit weaker. That's when the final Kindred on the truck tries to jump for Goyo as well. Goyo, you can roll dexterity acrobatics. Franzi, you can roll again to fight the other one. Go ahead. And Victoria, if you want to get a few licks in, you can tell me what you want to do.
Oh, so the guy is. Let me just clarify. The guy who was trying to attack me, the one who grabbed me by the throat, is on the ground, is he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would walk towards him, straight to his face, and say, "You're so pathetic."
Is there anything physical you try to do, or is that another intimidation?
I will intimidate him.
What do you do about the? What do you say anything to Goyo upon seeing that another kindred is about to attack him from behind?
Ah, Goyo can handle himself.
Figured.
Okay, roll your intimidate, please. And Goyo, you will take another minor damage
Wow.
as the kindred just narrowly just stabs you in the back. Franzi, what do you do?
I try. The kindred that is bleeding from the throat, I try to
Oh, it's
drive
not a
that
kindred.
knife.
You discover that the one you cut was the ghoul. You cut the skinny one,
Okay.
and it's not a kindred.
Then I
The other
Turn for
one
the other one
seems to
that's
be
on me.
yeah. Okay. You manage to get that one in the chest, and you do notice that as this is the short-haired, hot-tempered one, she only has one sharp fang. And finally
I'll drink
it's
your thin blood if I can.
okay. Uh, she says, "Not if I drink yours first. I'll have your powers. I'll be accepted." And the the vampire that's pinned down right now, as you whisper, "You're pathetic" to him, he meets both your gazes, and you do notice something strange, something you've never witnessed. Goyo, you are over him, standing over him, casting a shadow on him from the moonlight. And your shadow reforms, covers his, and he disappears. Your stake. You and the kindred whose knife is in you fall to the ground, and you may attempt to fight him off.
Okay. I'm still holding the wooden end of the shovel, right?
Yeah, you're still holding. Yeah.
Okay. I use it to attack. Try to.
Okay. That would be melee and melee dexterity or melee strength. I think something is wrong with roll 20 here, so I will roll for you. Could you total up the dice for me?
I have just 1 dot in melee and 2 dots in dexterity.
And how much hunger do you have?
1.
You managed to slash that one in the face. This is the short, strong one that they were talking about. Victoria, do you help in any way?
I am pissed off. I am very pissed off from what happened. Like, my prey just disappeared. So I will grab Goyo, throw him away, and try to stomp the guy's head in.
Okay, so first you'll have to roll strength and brawl.
Does she have to roll if I just let it happen?
No.
Okay.
You can just roll strength and brawl to try to stomp on the guy's head. Oof. Nope. You do kick him in the face really hard, but Goyo is thrown away, knife still in his back. This kindred, the 411 kindred, is now unarmed. Franzi, this one tries to bite you. I would like you to roll Dex Brawl.
Can I use celerity to defend?
Yes, you can.
Disastrous.
She tries to bite down on your shoulder, but you're too fast. You now have the opportunity to bite down on hers.
I take it.
Okay, you sink your teeth into your throat. Remember that if you drink a vampire of lower generation dry, you would become that generation. So, do you drink or do you rip her throat open?
Is it not diablerie?
It is diablerie. But if you just tear the throat open, it's not. If you drink her dry, though, that is diablerie, and you would be gaining her powers, her status, her
Oh right.
whatever it might
I
be.
forgot that Lower is better. But I do try to drink her.
A little bit. So you're willing, not drain, just drink?
No, Yeah,
Do you
I'd
wanna-
drain her. I would drain her.
You wouldn't drain her. Okay, you
I
drink.
would.
Okay, she tries to fight feebly. She doesn't succeed. She just succumbs to your bite, and she just falls limp. And you do taste that her blood. You've probably never tasted kindred blood before. At least, not this much of it. But you do notice that this is a little too close to human blood, and it's not as potent, but it does fill the it is quite filling, so to speak. She was already pale. Now she's even paler than she was. When do you stop?
Dry.
Oh, you're committing the act of diablerie?
Yes.
Oh, so you're willing to become a thin blood?
No, you said lower. So
No. I mean,
I'm a 13th.
thin blood.
Thin blood.
You're 13. They're
You're
14. Yeah, they're thin blood.
You said if you get the blood of a lower generation, you become that generation.
Yes, you're
But
going to
I-
get lower
You-
I
generation.
understand that it doesn't go the other way.
You're gonna become
It
weaker.
goes.
Shall I become weaker?
It goes the other way too.
Then
It
no.
goes the other way too. Okay. What do you do at the last instant?
I
You tear
drop
her
the
throat
body
open.
and kick her away.
Oh,
And
so she's just weak and unconscious.
yes.
Okay. Goyo, you're back on your feet. Victoria is now engaged with the short but strong vampire. What do you do?
I have a knife in my back, right? And I try to take it out.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You do take it out. Yeah, you're successful.
Okay, so I hold the knife in one hand and the stake end of the shovel in the other. Is anyone near me enough that I can
No,
charge for?
It's just this one. He's the last one on his feet. The other, the shadowy one, has disappeared.
Would he be too far for me to find with my auspex?
You can try.
All right, I use my sense the unseen.
You do notice him. He's walking calmly into the car.
The car that they used to crash into us. Is it close enough
It
for
closes.
is it close enough for me to jump into the car too?
No, it's too far away.
Okay. I just yell out.
Uh,
I just yell out then. Hey Victoria, the one you scared into running away is in the car.
This fuck was you who scared. I will go and
Franzi, you're near that. You're the nearest one to that.
I
But,
attempt to throw
go-
my knife at a tire.
At a tire. Okay, that would be dexterity melee.
I mean, assuming he's
Uh,
already in the car.
Yeah. Goyo, what do you do? Victoria, you're still locked in combat. Do you continue to brawl with this one, or do
Yes,
you?
I will attempt to.
try-
I will attempt to restrain this thing.
Okay. Go. Franzi, as you throw the knife at the tire, the dagger clangs off
Oh,
and just it hits the rim, not the rubber. Goyo, do you engage with the one Victoria is engaged with as well?
yes, I try to stab it with the wooden end of the shovel in the chest
Okay.
while she's distracting him.
Okay, that's melee plus strength or dex.
All right. Mm, hmm.
I'm wondering, do any of you have firearms?
No, I didn't. I didn't get a chance to pass by my place and bring a gun.
Oh, I thought you would. Heading into the Baroness's office, so like, I thought you'd bring it with you. So I'm surprised you didn't. Okay.
Did
Goyo,
not
no, you
introduce
do.
them, so
Yeah.
I did not assume that we had some on us.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, Victoria, your role. Oh my. Yeah, this one just throws you off, and you see the veins on his muscles bulge a little bit, and then with great speed he bears for a leap and jumps, and he's on the vehicle, which now begins to drive away. You are now left at the scene where your driver is dead. There is one dead ghoul who's still gurgling and bleeding out in the street, and an unconscious and weakened thin blood lying nearby. What do you now do?
All right, here's what we're going to do. Does anybody have any medical experience here to save the ghoul's life?
Nope.
Oh no, there is no
All
saving the
right,
ghoul's life. His
then you know
carotid has
what?
been
We're just
severed.
going to grab the ghoul. Gregorio, can you grab the ghoul and dump it inside? Oh, wait, our car is destroyed. Then let's go
It's
message
flipped.
the Baroness. I'm gonna call the Baroness.
All right. I'm gonna look for something to tie up the thin blood that is
This.
unconscious.
I'm gonna
Okay,
call the
I think we
there will.
Baroness.
should try to arrange the seed as a plausible.
Accident? Maybe an
I
accident.
mean, it was an act. I
Well,
mean, it looks like it could be a hit and run.
mm,
Should we put the ghoul in there or just take him with us?
Gregoria, this would be your expertise. Can If you want to do this, what roles do you think you'll have to justify it to me? What roles do you think will you have to make to recreate what appears to be an accidental crime scene, a hit and run?
Hmm. I would say.
I'd say investigation and yeah, intelligence. You could use that to fake a crime scene.
All right.
You don't know how well as a crime scene this would look. Like there are blood positions in the street that look too weird. While he's doing this, do you and Franzi contact the Baroness for
I'm
help?
calling the Baroness. This is a
Okay.
disaster.
I'm picking up the bodies that are still here, except for JR's. We can leave him in there.
Yeah.
And it will look like, oh yes, there was a hit and run. There was one driver in the car, and if there were any other people, they got out, and we don't know where they are now.
As you call the office, uh, the Baroness picks up and is like, "Hello, is everything all right?"
No, unfortunately, everything went awry.
What happened?
Oh, there were apparently four of the suspects are all well. Three of them are kindred.
Maybe we
We have.
just need to get out of here.
We might need.
How
We might
secure is
need
this
a.
line?
We might need a car, because they ruined ours.
So it was an ambush, a
It
setup.
was a setup.
Where are you? Ping me your location and I'll send a car to pick you up.
I send the location, and we shall see you in a bit, Baroness.
Uh, you're still wondering why there are no cars in the area. Franzi, what do you do? The thin blood you captured is still like just barely awake, almost drained. Like, yeah,
But she's tied up. Like, do I
yeah,
yeah. Okay.
yeah.
How you, Gregorio, you let my prey escape.
I wasn't the one fighting your prey,
It
okay?
was your shadow. I did not need any help. I did not need any help. He got away
I my
using
shadow
your
wasn't doing
shadow.
my shadow wasn't doing
I
anything. All
had
right?
him down. I did not need any help.
I wasn't trying to help you. I was trying to kill him. All right? I was doing that for me.
You weren't even part of the fight.
All part of the fight.
You've heard of this phenomenon before, but you never thought you'd witness it. This type of power is something you've only heard of in stories. In stories of a clan that betrayed the rest, betrayed Camarilla and Anarch alike, that betrayed the Masquerade to join the Sabbat.
La Sombra?
Yes, the Sombra. What you remember of the Sombra are that their bane in particular, the curse from Cain which they inherited, is that they do not show up on any mirrors, and some are even capable of manipulating the shadows to their will. They are great at subterfuge. So this does place a bit of worry within all of you. The car arrives uh, a little later than expected. The driver, RJ, he's a lot more chipper than the other one. A lot less dead in the eyes, more like jittery. You see, the blood affects everyone differently. Sometimes it's a downer, and other times it's like an upper. And he's like, "Oh, I couldn't get past. There were barricades on all the streets heading into here. I had to move them to get here. Get in, get in, get in." And
Barricade?
he
Oh,
like street barricades.
there. We never check for cameras.
There are no cameras in the street. Thankfully, you look
Okay.
around, there are none. This street was selected for a reason, and as you drive away, everything returns to normal. Like the streets or have other cars again. It's about I would say about 2 hours past midnight, and you're headed back to the offices of Baroness Tala. And when you get there, she sees you all banged up and injured, and asks, "What happened?"
Unfortunately, we lost JR. And I think we may have ran into Sabat.
But how are you sure?
One of them disappeared into a shadow.
And they were yelling about anarch scum.
Hmm.
What are they doing here?
Apparently, draining people of their blood.
Ugh. She puts her hand across her forehead as if she's sporting a headache, which is impossible for a kindred, but you can imagine that
Captured a
this.
thin blood that
Yes, yes,
they
I did
had.
see. We'll need to question that thin blood soon, but
Baroness,
this
who is it
is.
that contacted you?
Uh, it was the investigation firm that we have that does our investigation work for us. Ghouls run the front, but only Kindred investigate.
And the client is.
But the man who made the call was the president of the homeowners association.
Yes. It seems like we were set up. See, while I was investigating the Reyes residence, we saw the president himself walking out of the house of the Kindred minutes before we were attacked.
Mm. And there's a barricade all over the street, as if it was all
Mm.
set up just so they can test us.
Mm-hmm.
And at least that's what it seemed
Ah,
like to me.
Seems like we were
yes,
played.
the driver did tell me he called me and said he couldn't get to you. What? Oh, this is this is troubling. If Sabad are forming in the city, if there is a La Sombra here, that means they're bringing the war here.
How
The
aware
Gehenna
are we
War.
of the war? Sorry, out of character. How aware are we of the
It's
war?
in this place. It's like another country's war, but a few territories, a few elders in the Anar community have either disappeared or said their goodbyes and gone off, beckoned by the call of the Gehenna War uncontrollably. But the fact that there is a La Sombra here, right here, so far away from Gehenna, you wonder what is going on. Why? Why are they here? The Baroness starts talking to herself. Why would they be here? Damn it.
Did anything change regarding the Gehenna War?
Nothing yet. It's quiet. There's sort of a blackout around it. Like when someone leaves for the Gehenna War, it's like they're disappearing for what feels like forever. Like they're very very unlikely to return. It's like this ever pervasive looming thing in the background that you have to think about, but it seems so far away as well. But you do have to think about it.
Have you felt the call yet, Baroness?
She scratches at her neck just a little bit. I would be lying if I said I did not. I wake up with. I haven't dreamt in nearly 131 years, but I have dreams now of Gehenna.
What do these dreams look like?
I am walking through a hallway.
And there's smoke coming out from one of the doors, and there's a
Yes,
light
and
at the end of the
and
hallway.
fighting. How do you know this?
I look at Franzi and Victoria.
At the end of the hallway, however, I, I walk into the desert
Into the sun.
and into the sun,
Hmm.
and I hear the call. I hear my name being called by something old and deep, something I feel within me when it calls my name. Do you ever hear the rumble of something in the distance and feel it in your feet running through you? Something like that.
Hmm. Well, I'm not quite sure of that feeling, but we've all experienced the same dream you seem to have.
What? But you're too young for this dream.
We don't understand it either.
Yeah. Right before we started with this mission, we all had the same dream, which is very, very, very strange. Especially the part where we could actually walk in the sun, feel the sunlight in our skin.
This needs the wisdom of something older, someone older.
I don't remember a desert, but the sun, yes.
There was no desert in your dream.
Not not that I
No.
remember.
Just a
No,
hallway full of doors,
so not
and at the
exactly the
end,
same dream.
I guess not.
I suppose not.
I must ask other kindred if they've had this dream.
I also shoot a quick message to my Maula. Um, just a very vague, quick message. Have you been dreaming lately?
She replies very quickly. What the fuck are you on about?
So that's a no.
Of course not. Vampires don't dream.
Let's talk soon.
Uh, that's when Baroness Tala goes. Is that your sire you're speaking to right now?
Uh, yes, Baroness. I was hoping she might have some insight too.
Yes, I wanted to ask her and call her in as well. I feel like this is the type of thing that type of incident that needs the insight of a Malkavian. D- Have you any skills to try and ascertain and understand these events, Goyo?
Uh, not quite as strong as my sires. Uh, I can venture to reach out with my premonition, but I'm not sure how much I can gather.
Hmm.
Well, I would like you all here the day that she visits. But for now, find out what you can about the Finn blood,
Yes.
what they know, why they're here. Uh, she dismisses you, um, offers you some blood for healing, seeing as you are injured. You may also roll to speed up your recovery, a little arouse to speed up your recovery.
I only
I
had one minor,
Minor injury.
I
But
so
those with aggravated injuries, yeah, you do need to. You would need to, if you want to rouse to recover faster, you can
I
do so.
will.
Okay, you succeed. You do
I
not.
fail.
You fail. You gain one hunger, but you do start to recover faster. Your wounds start to close a little bit faster. You in a few days, it'll be like nothing has happened. Okay, the thin blood is in a cell. The short-haired, tall, hot-blooded, pale-skinned thin blood is in a cell, chained right now, no longer just bound.
would I, from drinking her blood, be able to ascertain what kind of vampire her sire was?
No, you would not. Like there doesn't seem to be anything. She, she seems to be as thin bloods can go. As you noticed that her fangs weren't even fully formed. She only had one.
Hmm.
Hmm. Very adorable.
She seems hastily
I
made.
think you would be useful. I think your skills would be useful in this interrogation.
Hmm. All right, I will try my best. But what I can suggest is try to do a bad and good cop kind of scenario. Anybody interested in playing the bad cop?
I mean, I fought her and drank her blood. I don't think we'd be on good cop terms.
I want to.
Yes, and you'd make a perfect bad cop. And
With
Victoria
my.
seems to
Exactly.
want to play the good cop.
So, who's joining me?
Franzi, you gonna be the bad cop? All
Yes.
right.
You notice she's just like she's panting and just still dizzy, just head in her hands like this, chained to a desk.
Oh,
Grab her by the head and angle it up to face me, and I say, "Who do you work for?"
She smiles at you and weakly bears that one fang that she seems to be proud of.
I slapped Franzi's hand. Well, not very strongly, but you know, please let
Making
go. Come on, it's just a kid.
And I draw back.
I rest both hands on her cheeks and go like, "Are you all right? Do you need
And
anything?
then
Oh, you poor thing.
she tries to reach for you weakly,
Hmm.
trying to get some of the blood.
Would you
Don't
would you
bother.
cooperate if we gave you some blood?
Give me the blood.
But will you cooperate if we give you the blood?
Well, what chance do you have if you don't give me the blood?
Hmm. I could just give you to. Well, let's see. Let's
I
put it
mean,
this
we could.
way. I could give you to Franzi. She can have her way with you, or you can go with
Right.
me, and I can give you some warm blood, give you whatever you need if you would cooperate.
If you don't talk,
I'll,
we'll make you talk.
I'll take the blood.
There's always Dominate.
Okay. She'll
And
take the blood. I give Franzi a look.
There are
Yeah,
bags. There are bags nearby, so you can give them blood. But you can also
Give
give her
me
some of
blood.
your own blood.
that's my plan. I give her some of mine.
Okay.
I
You you offer her a pail and a pale wrist, and she looks up at you and then just bites with her one little one little fang, and the drain is very weak, but it's there. And there a flush returns to her face a little bit, just the faintest bit, and you pull your hand away when she's had her fill, and she seems to be back healthy again. And then she's like, oh, you're all so lucky.
hmm? What do you mean?
You weren't made to be a plaything or part of someone's game. You were made to be these powerful, worthy kindred, unlike us
Us.
thin bloods.
Uh,
I chose to be here. I chose to leave my former masters.
hmm, darling,
And Baroness Tala is a merciful baroness. If you cooperate, she might allow you to do the same.
She just tries to muster up whatever kind of courage she can against you, the one who almost drained her.
Franzi, can you leave us for a sec or just hang back?
I I walk out of the room.
Okay, I'm going to sit at eye level with this tin blood and go like, I understand what you mean, but I wasn't created by my own will or as a powerful person. I was created as an accessory. So I understand what you mean. And because the Baroness gave me a second chance in life, I managed to find my way back to not being that weak, scared little girl. So all I'm asking is your cooperation. So,
Do you know they hunt us in the countryside?
who?
They make us and they hunt us. Thin bloods. They make more of us, and then the prince t- tells his subjects to hunt us like we're a game. And then they gave us a chance. Drain an anarch of 13th generation and we can join them. Stop hunting us. Stop using us as blood dolls. They make us as food. They make us so they can feed on us, play with us, like a cat with a mouse. And I saw the chance to be one of them, and I took it.
Hmm, I understand. Do you have any information about who those people are who are playing with you? Who turned you? Do you know
Camarilla
Camarilla?
in the north. It the rules say it's illegal to make more someone of higher than 13th generation, but they keep making us. They're making so many of us. The madam plays her little games with us. As I'd like Victoria and Goyo to roll for wits and for Franzi to roll for resolve or composure. You do notice, Goyo, you do notice that once the phrase the madam is mentioned, specifically that Franzi flinches for a moment. The madam is making so many of us.
Franzi, do you know who the madam is?
Oh, fuck the madam.
Wow, strong language. Do you know who the madam is or where we might find her?
I have a guess where she might be.
Hmm. All right. Care to shed any
Would
light?
The north,
would ba-
she might mean Ilocos.
I see. The thin blood is saying something?
would Baroness Tala really take me in?
Oh, darling, of course she will. She is a very merciful person. Even in all your
I
imperfections, she will accept you.
Hey, she accepted me.
I
Yeah, look at his face. She accepted us
this
ugly
would
mug.
be a this would be persuasion
I'd
from
message Victoria, mention that you were Camarilla, and that I was Camarilla if you think it would help.
Victoria will roll a persuasion plus charisma with her +2 bonus with stunning. And since Goyo is aiding, add another bonus.
Do you want
Uh,
to
this is uh, this is a control. This is yeah, and added another from Franzi because they're all
So
aiding
that's
now.
four?
want to throw in your presence also?
Oh yes, you can also use presence.
And maybe you can do it manually so we don't. Because that seems to be working better
I
for us.
hold on. Four, right? Modifier four.
Yeah. Also, Franzi seems to be so. Oh, 6 successes. Yeah, 6 successes. She fully believes you, and she says, "I'll tell you everything I need to know. Everything you need to know.
Hmm. Good girl.
Just please keep me safe from the Camarilla."
The Camarilla won't know it hit him.
Oh, darling. Me, we used to be Camarilla, so we can definitely keep you safe.
What do you want to know?
I turn to Gregoria. You are the expert.
All right. Where do we need to go to find who did this to you? Who planned all of this?
Uh, I don't know who did this to me or who planned all of this. I only know the one who gives us orders.
Hmm. Who are they?
His name's, they call him Ka.
Ka.
He's the one who he's the one who drove away,
Huh.
and he seemed. I've never seen anyone else but him, but he commands us.
Do you know where he could have gone?
I don't know, but I did notice something.
What is it?
I think he's, and you notice she's struggling to form the words, the understanding. Like she doesn't know enough about Kindred. I think he's also a ghoul.
Cool.
He like there's I've noticed he takes orders from someone on the phone, and no
I
matter
would.
how
I said
hard
I
how
walked out
hard
of the
he
room,
tries to resist,
so
he can't.
it's. But I'm. If this is
I look at Franzi and
the kind of
Victoria.
investigation room
He
where
might
there is
be
a
Blood
one-way
bonded?
blood
glass
bonded,
and I
definitely
can hear
blood
things from
bonded.
the outside,
Blood.
then I would
What's blood bond?
message the
Oh, okay.
the other
Uh,
two. Yes, blood bonded.
yes, there's yes.
Mm.
Mhm.
So blood bonded. How do I put
Mm.
it in a? I turn to Gregorio.
Um, it's like when you're craving for only one vampire's blood. You'll do anything for that blood. You know?
I see. He did it to
And
the.
that's your explanation.
I'm trying to explain it to a 4-year-old. All right? Just imagine you're explaining it to a 4-year-old. All right?
Okay, all right.
You notice. She relaxes and she strains a little, and her one fang starts to retract, but it takes so much longer than you normally see it. Like it's slow, and okay, blood bonded. He's blood bonded. Um, and he's with the Camarilla. He he he, he keeps talking about the Camarilla. He keeps. I did hear him mention at one point, but then I think he made me forget.
Mm.
I'm trying hard to remember, but I can't.
That's all right. Lots of powerful kindred have these kinds of skills that make you forget.
Mm.
Just tell us anything you can remember. Anything at all.
Locations. How many of you were there? Um, anybody
Landmarks?
landmarks? Yeah.
Uh, he usually just texts us a location and then we meet him there. But I have heard that I've worked with other thin bloods as well, and I have heard that there are places now in Manila where they try to make more. I'm so sorry. There's now blood all over Makati, and I can't believe I did that to all of you.
No, no, that's all right, darling.
Oh, you didn't do it all yourself anyway.
Okay. Just
He didn't even let us drink.
what?
He just killed that family.
So what did you do with all the blood?
Oh, he drank it all. He was already full, but he kept drinking.
That's insane.
Disgusting.
Franzi walks back into the room and sits down in front of the thin blood. And so that Franzi is within eye level and potentially within striking distance. And Franzi says, I know how horrible the Camarilla can be. My former masters, it was the madam that I left, that I escaped from. And I will do what I can, whatever I can, to take her down. And I'm sorry that I tried to drink you.
Tried to drink you.
Franzi, really?
You can try to
Oh,
drink
no.
her if it'll make you feel better.
She smiles and it's like, no hard feelings. It's like, I tried to drink you first.
Hmm.
Um, that's all I know. Are you gonna let me go?
Hmm.
Well, Miss Good Cop,
Well, do you want to go out all alone with no support into the
Mhm.
world? Or do you want to potentially work under one of us? You know, guaranteed meals every day, don't have to go into hiding every single time. Live as normal
I'll,
life as you can get being a kindred and all that.
okay.
perhaps your mother would like to meet her.
Mother, you know your
uh,
sire?
Oh no.
oh, oh
Uh,
no, 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 no. My sire is a motherfucker. So I would I
Oh,
call the Baroness as mother because she took me in after my sire. So if you'd like,
oh, that's nice. I'm happy you found someone. I hope I hope she takes me in too.
well, let's see.
alright, go back
Okay.
to Baroness Tala.
Yep.
Baroness Tala.
Yeah, Tala.
What's your name, child?
Helen.
Helen. Means beautiful.
I'm not that beautiful.
Hmm.
I only have the one fang, and then she pulls it back up and it doesn't even work right most of the time. I have noticed though that other vampires seem to hate eating, like they can't eat, but I can still eat food.
Ah, yes. It's because you are what we call a thin blood.
Yes, they kept calling me that. They called us something else too once, and I think I liked it better than thin blood.
What was
Um,
it?
Duskborn.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I like that better.
Yes, that is also a word we use. We have
Okay.
Duskborn in the city, don't we?
Hmm. Quite a lot. If the Baroness doesn't take you in, then I would gladly take you under my employment.
I'd like that. Um, so do you end the interrogation? Do you leave her to her cell now?
Mm,
Yeah.
I mean, do we lead her to the Baroness now? Leave the Baroness
Not
here?
not
yet.
yet.
Okay.
No, no, no. No. I'd say you'd have to report your
Mm,
findings to the Baroness
Okay.
first. Okay. You are now in the Baroness's office, and she's looking out the window when you come in, and she has her hand on the glass. And so, what did you find out? She says without looking at you.
We're dealing with the madam.
She turns, her head almost snaps. The madam. So it's not Sabat, it's Camarilla.
mm,
So it would seem the presumed La Sombra. I believe the witness called him Ka talked about the Camarilla. It seems he is bloodbound, gets
Mm.
his orders on the phone, controls.
Bloodbound, yes. That is intelligence we've been hearing for a while now in the airwaves that the Camarilla have offered amnesty to La Sombra defectees of the Sabat. But the conditions are harsh. First, the defector must be blood bonded to a ranking member of the prince's court. And second, that they must turn in a La Sombra elder. So this one has likely betrayed the Sabat in a very big way.
mm.
But I have to say I am a little relieved it's not the Sabat.
The
At
Thin
least the
Blood also said that
Camarilla generally have the good sense to try to keep the masquerade. Though I know the madam
That
does tend to toe the line.
the Thin
I
Blood
can't
also
believe
said that they were making more Thin Bloods here
what?
In the countryside.
They're using them as toys, hunting them down as food and
as playthings.
playthings.
Can barely hide her disgust. That's exactly what the madam would do. I can't believe she's still even in the public eye.
The audacity.
Oh, and the most disgusting thing. Remember the Reyeses?
Yeah.
Only one vampire fed on all of them.
Mm, doesn't
All of them.
In a
matter.
single night?
Doesn't matter if he was full, he drank. Didn't even give any
Yep.
of the others chance to drink.
So
That's why the Thin Blood was so hungry.
Starved.
and do you think this one can be rehabilitated?
I
Oh,
believe
we
so.
offered the option. I hope you don't mind,
Hmm.
Baroness.
I
Well, you know me so well, children.
We did offer if you won't take her in under your employ, I will take her in.
She's a,
She has the, let's say, capacity to do more. She's very smart compared to other people I know.
Well, then I will teach her the ways. When you drank her, Franzi,
yes.
could you tell what type of what clan
I could not tell.
hers
Just that she was a thin blood.
Hmm.
and how thin is the blood? Are they 14th generation? You would say 15th.
Would I be able to say?
Um, you would you've never tasted thin blood before, but you would, but from the thinness of this blood, you could assume that it is a 15th generation vampire. That Helen is a 15th generation vampire.
I say my palate is not so refined as to be able to compare, but I would hazard a guess this was a 15th generation.
15th generation.
Hmm.
I did notice the one fang. Poor thing. How can she drink with that one fang?
Tragic.
Anyway, I'll bid you all good night.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but before I let you go, Franzi, this must be handled quietly. This must be handled before the ball. I have this feeling that there's a reason why these events are happening so close to it now.
You expect the madam will try to make a grand entrance at the ball? That sounds just like her.
Oh, it does sound just like her. But would you all be willing to represent my interests as diplomats if I send you
Hmm.
to Ilocos?
Um,
Do I have to?
My
Baroness, I think I would stick out a little bit too much.
No, I feel like you're exactly the type of person the Baroness would
I
love
I
to
don't
yeah,
parlay
I
with.
don't have the
I'd rather not face my sire again if I don't have to.
Oh, that's alright.
Silly of me to ask.
But if you think this is the most strategically beneficial,
Oh, you know how I plan things. Diplomacy with the right hand, subterfuge with the left.
Hmm.
And I have no doubt that the madam is planning the exact same thing.
I mean, Franzi, the whole thing was set up for us, as if they were expecting us. So we might as well bring the party to their doors.
Well, I'm not sending you to Ilocos just
Hmm.
yet. We have to investigate a little more. After all, a little birdie may say Camarilla. A little boy may cry wolf, but is it really? And I think we'll end there for tonight.
woo!
oh, woo.
That was episode one
That
of
was so
Midnights in Metro Manila.
good!
All right. Oh my god.
Everybody. That was episode one of Midnights in Metro Manila.
The
Everybody,
dramatic
thank you. For,
tension!
Thank you very much for
thank
that.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
I,
participating. We hope you had a good
I had
time.
such a good time.
Please wait for the upload to the YouTube channel. We'll be uploading this to YouTube on Rena's channel,
Mm.
and it'll be uploaded as a podcast, which we're still figuring out, but we will do soon. Also, please check out Rena's streams. At could you tell them your links, Rena?
Just, I'll just show him on the screen later.
Oh, she's still in character.
I'm
Oh my
sorry.
god.
It's hard to break character when I. Mm.
And also check out dragonforgehobbies.com, one of the best stores to get tabletop games and stuff in Metro Manila, and we ship anywhere really. So
Yeah, links down
go
below.
ahead.
I will put it all there.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
If you guys are interested, you can go buy it there. We will be live every Sunday starting 1 p.m. GMT plus 8. And yeah, hopefully you guys will be able to join us.
Thank you. And have a lovely afternoon
Yes.
and evening.
Alright, goodbye, guys.
Next time on Midnights in Metro Manila.
You have been summoned to address the possible masquerade violations.
If we can show them that we got rid of all the evidence connecting all of this to us,
Again, can we not bring the detective in for this?
What are you doing here? Really, like, you're here again.
Let's give them a show.
very good to see you again.
Wait, so you are allowed to be engaged, but I'm not allowed to move on and have my own life. Is that it? Is that what you're saying?
Let's do another mystery.
I am hungry tonight.
You know, this is hard for me.
Another mystery.